Hey, ¿qué onda? Bienvenidos una vez más a otro capítulo de What Remains of Edith Finch. El capítulo anterior conocimos a Walter y a Sam. Las historias estuvieron muy buenas, la neta. Pues como les dije, este es un juego cortito. A lo mejor será este capítulo y otro más. A lo mejor este y otros dos. Pero lo estaré subiendo así un martes y un jueves. Vamos a ver a cuántas personas de la familia podemos conocer hoy. La muerte de Sam, en el capítulo anterior, que lo mató el venado que le había disparado. Si te hace pensar, miren, aquí está la foto. Si te hace pensar como que, pues la familia sí tiene una maldición, ¿no? Estuvo muy curioso. Bueno, y de aquí supongo que me tengo que regresar por acá. ¿A dónde más podremos ir? Por aquí no es. Vamos a caminar aquí sobre este vidrio. Ah, mira, no, no te deja caminar sobre el vidrio. Ah, a lo mejor podemos regresar por donde vinimos. ¿No? Tampoco. Aquí abajo no hay nada. Bueno, entonces por aquí debe haber un libro o algo así para meter la llave. Aquí está, mira la puerta. Ala.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Y otro cuarto de niño. Gregory, Don, Gus. Gregory, un año. ¿Qué le pasó?
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet
Gus. Ay. Y Don. ¿Por qué no están las cosas? ¿Quién era Don? Todavía no lo Don era la niña que salió ahorita en la historia de Sam.
my mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
Su madre es Don. Sí, cierto, ahorita dijo, su madre es Don. Ahorita me refiero porque acabo de grabar el capítulo anterior. Su madre es Don, y su abuelo era Sam. Su tatarabuelo era Eddie y su bisabuelo era Eddie y su tatarabuelo Odín. Y aquí este era el cuarto de la mamá. Por eso no están las cosas ahí
I
abajo.
can't imagine what it was like for her to lose two sons after she'd already lost two brothers.
La neta. Sanjay. Era el papá. Sí, porque es el único. Mira, era de la India. Porque es el único que no tenía los apellidos de Finch.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay. Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
Don Finch. Bueno, vamos a ver las historias de los hermanos. Entonces ellos eran mis tíos. Gus y Gregory. Vamos a ver primero la historia de Gregory. Me llama mucho la atención pues porque es solo un año, pobrecito. Divorcio. Sam Finch. Ay, lo dejé. Sam era el abuelo. Ay, lo volví a dejar.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
La historia de Gregory.
I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Ahora soy la rana.
Watching's over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie.
No me digas que se les
Hello?
ahogó.
Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like. He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination.
Quiero tirar todas las letras. Vámonos. No me deja de saltar bien a veces. Está difícil, está difícil. Vámonos, ya no me falta la R. No le atino, está bien difícil esa. Vamos, esto es lo bueno. Listo. ¿Y ahora? Damos vueltas aquí con los patos. La ballena.
Whatever it was, he saw.
Es que no te dicen qué hacer. La pelota. Damos vueltas con los patos. A lo mejor tengo que el de este aquí. Este sí me podías como casi salir. Quiero tumbar la bola. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? Ah, mira, me ayudan a saltar más alto. aquí en medio. Vámonos, la ballena.
It sure made him happy.
¿Qué lo yo? Ah, mira aquí la cola de la ballena. Ahora vamos a brincar arriba de la ballena. Listo. Ayúdame.
I know how silly it sounds. But I worried about a baby being too happy.
Era demasiado feliz.
But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw.
Por estar allá discutiendo.
Hey, there's so much I don't understand about Gregory,
Chale, se ahogó.
about everything.
Pero miren, ya sabía nadar. Al año.
But I know what happened wasn't your fault.
Chales. Qué feo.
I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Chales. Entonces a Gregory se ahogó. Por eso solo... Uy. Por eso solo un año. Pobrecito. Y todo por culpa de los papás que estaban peleando. Vamos a ver qué rollo con Gus. Con el Gus que vivió 13 años.
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart.
¿Quién se casa? A lo mejor el
I
abuelo.
tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that I
I now
remember.
pronounce you husband and wife.
Sí, pues se
You may
casaba
kiss the
Sam
bride.
y el niño no quería. Ayer fue el que tiró el totem.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger. The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent. The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Y el niño se quedó aquí afuera. Ay, al niño le cayó encima el tótem.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't, until we found you.
Sí, al niño le cayó encima el tótem, se escuchó.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Chales, pobrecillo. Y es que también se olvidaron de él por la boda. Ahora supongo que tengo que ir a la historia de la mamá.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later.
Estos son los carteles de mi hermano, Milton. Para arriba, para abajo. Ah, bueno, para abajo no se puede.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
Ok. Pues estaba con su papá en la India y todo,
And to see kids in the house again.
y se mudaron otra vez a la casa.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
Mira, no los llevaba a mí y a mis hermanos, no nos llevaba a la escuela. Yo creo por miedo de la maldición.
But it didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
Ya no saben si está muerto.
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Mira, este cuarto pues sí se podía entrar. O sea, lo sellaron por la puerta, pero no lo sellaron por la ventana esta. ¿Qué onda con esas huellas? Una puerta. Está bien chido este espacio.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Puedo hacer que vaya más lento. Ah, no manches. Ah, pensé que iba a volver a empezar. Mira, esa es la puerta que estaba dibujada abajo. Se acabó. Y esa fue su desaparición.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
Se fue por la puerta.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
Está aquí.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Mira, estas escaleras no las había visto ahorita.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself.
Ok, o sea, el niño pues desapareció, como dijeron, ahorita empezó con la construcción del castillo. Desapareció aquí en la misma casa. Y todavía le echaron para arriba.
After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
Ah, supongo que esta es la fábrica, el cuarto del hermano Luis.
Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room. Except Lewis.
Luis era marihuano. Legalize marihuana. Era marihuana. Mira lo detallado. Miro por todas las mirillas y telescopios para escuchar los comentarios de él. Entonces este ya fue la última puerta por la que vemos. Ah, qué chido. Oh, esto está bruto. Qué padre. Yo creo que ya no falta mucho para
Lewis's
acabarlo.
room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Yo creo en este capítulo lo acabamos. Porque pues si ya estamos conociendo a los hermanos. Está bien chido su cuarto. No creo que falte mucho para acabarlo.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
¿Qué es eso?
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse.
Uy.
Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery. But he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander. I asked him to
¿Cuánto que puedo
describe
hacer
it.
dos cosas a la misma vez? Irene? Estoy caminando
He said he started small.
y también cruzando los pescados.
Imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself.
Pues me van a dar más bono. Sacando bastantes pescados. Ahora que me confundo.
But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery.
Soñaba despierto en la fábrica de enlatados.
I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee.
Pues claro, estoy sacando bastantes
Methodical,
pescados.
tireless, focused,
Déjame meto la mano aquí.
like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis-topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something.
La historia cada vez ocupa más espacio de trabajo.
Every day his imagination grew stronger.
Es que está marihuano.
He no longer spoke at the cannery,
Nomás hablaba de Luis.
but his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then
Seguimos aquí
immediately
echándole
push on.
pescado.
New Louisville. St. Louis.
San Luis.
He started drifting away from our reality.
Se quedó en el avión.
Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
Dejen chambear. Más bono, más trabajo, más bono. No puedo agarrar el barco. La baja.
In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a
Un hermano príncipe, una apuesta reina. Pues vamos con la hermana.
handsome queen.
Ok.
The queen was on her own quest for radiant rainbows.
Ala.
He followed the sound of her silver harp. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Bueno, ahora estamos como en los vestidores o así de los lockers de la empresa. Ah, mira, ese debe ser mi locker de marihuana. Switch.
Began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
Aquí ha de doler aquí.
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
¿Yo quién soy? Me está agarrando nada, mire.
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him.
Molly se llama como la niña.
His queen waited, holding his crown.
Una guillotina.
There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head. And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Entonces metió la cabeza en la guillotina de los pescados. Mira, tiene los monitos que estaban ahí en la historia.
He was so proud of being Indian. I think for him, it was a way to be something other than just a Finch. On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie.
Ay, me caigo.
I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder.
¿Y este cuarto? ¿Te imaginas para llegar hasta este
I
cuarto?
wish we'd stayed.
Y pues no veo que haya un baño por acá cerca.
But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
Ah, mira, este es mi cuarto.
But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night. That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
To our final night together, and all our final nights apart.
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
Oh.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight.
¿Cómo que sus historias? La abuela escribe esas historias.
We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Eddie Finch pues es la abuela.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
Pero la casa tenía una luz.
I got turned around. I started seeing things.
El venado que mató a Sam.
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go!
I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
Supongo que está hablando
This journal was supposed to be for you.
del bebé.
But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
O sea, falleció Eric cuando tuvo al niño. Pues la neta la historia estuvo muy buena. Sí, es un juego muy diferente. Te deja pensando pues muchas cosas sobre la familia, ¿no? Al final el gameplay estuvo muy chido. La manera de presentarte a todos los familiares estaba bien interesante. Porque como que cada uno te prestaba su esencia en la manera en la que veías ante sus ojos. Un juego muy bueno, la neta. Espero les haya gustado. Muchas gracias por acompañarme. Vamos a terminar los créditos a ver si pasa algo interesante al final. Está bien curioso estar viendo los créditos y supongo, o sea, todas esas personas son los que hicieron el juego. Bueno, al parecer aquí terminó toda la historia de los Finches. Muchas gracias por acompañarme y la próxima semana empezamos una nueva historia. Miren, les dejo el... Les voy a presentar el tráiler de la próxima historia en un siguiente capítulo. En un siguiente video, perdón. El siguiente es Dark Pictures, Man of Medan. Es de terror y toma de decisiones, parece como una película, la neta se ve muy interesante. Entonces, si están interesados en verlo, pues espérenlo igual que el próximo martes y el próximo jueves. Muchas gracias.